What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger. And as y'all can see, man, by the looks of the title and the screen today, I am bringing y'all the first ever 100 plus badge 3 and D wing build. Of course, it's going to be made out of the small forward because you already know the small forward is the best position in all of 2K this year when it comes down to a majority of the builds. So again, I just gotta say thank God for giving me this opportunity. Thank y'all for coming through for the very first time. And man, I just need y'all to know that I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. This is only the beginning of where we are going to be ended up at. And man, without further ado, if y'all want to go ahead and join RGF, the Rich Gang family, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now, do not forget to turn on post notifications. But also, man, I ask one favor. Can we go ahead and get 50 big likes on this banger for this lockdown defender build? Now, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how to make this build. So, the first thing that y'all want to go ahead and do, put it under the small forward position. Now, when it comes down to the position, this is crucial. Leave it under small forward. Anything else, the build name is going to change. And that is what you don't want. So now, let's go ahead and get into the height. If you were paying attention, on this build, we're actually going to be going with 6'8". When it comes down to the weight, this is highly optional, but I'm going to go with 185. And then when it comes down to the wingspan, go ahead and put this up to 7'1", y'all. Now, when it comes down to the body shape, the best one of them all, I gotta be real with you, it's going to be built. So go ahead and leave it as is. And now let's go ahead and take it a step further, getting into the breakdown of these stats. So these are all going to be very crucial when it comes down to each and every specific number that you see here on this build. So with a close shot, put that to a 73. When it comes down to the driving layup, this is going to go up to an 82. And then when it comes down to your driving dunk, of course, we're going to be getting contact dunks on this build. So go ahead and put that to an 85. Standing dunk, going to go ahead and put this up to an 81. And you're going to end up with 25 finishing badges, y'all. Now, when it comes down to the finishing setup, if you feel like changing anything, do not touch the driving dunk at least. Everything else will be good. Base it off of your own preference. And now let's go ahead and get into the shooting. So mid-range shot has to be at an 82. Then the three-pointer, this must stay at an 83, y'all. That is what's actually going to give us the 3 and D wing build name. So be sure that you keep the three-pointer at an 83, mid-range shot at an 82, then bring that free throw all the way up to a 65, and we're going to get 26 badges right here, y'all. Now, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. So, the pass accuracy, this is going to be a 78. When it comes down to the ball handle, go ahead and max that thing out at 81. And now, when it comes down to the speed with ball, to get the perfect and right amount of badges, go ahead and put the speed with ball up to a 73. You could put it up a little higher if you want to, but we're going to end it off with 23 playmaking badges right here. And honestly, this is the best possible setup so far when it comes down to this build. Now, let's go ahead and get into the best part about this 3 and D wing. The defense, of course, y'all. So, with that interior defense, this is going to be brought up to a 64. Then, when it comes down to that perimeter defense, this is really based on how you feel about going with this build, but I'm going to put it up to an 86 because going anything higher will not change the badge setup with the numbers that I'm showing y'all. So, 86 perimeter defense, the steal, going to go up to an 82, and then when it comes down to that block, put it to an 83, and then as for the offensive rebound, we're going to put this up to a 74. Defensive, going to be brought all the way up to an 83, and right there, we're going to have 28 badges for the defensive, y'all. Now, right here already off rip, you're going to be able to maintain over 100 badges, then add in the +4 badges that you get from college, or if you have the rebirth already, you'll be getting them off rip, which makes this build even better. So the strength 39, vertical 70, put that stamina max out, or you can go with a 90 and then put the rest into your free throw, y'all. That's going to give us an 87 free throw, which makes us even more deadly when you are running a rec game or 5v5, y'all. But now, let's just go ahead and take a quick look at some of the badges that you're going to be able to get. When it comes down to the finishing, you really have everything that you would want and need out of this side of the ball. But then, when it comes down to the shooting, 26 badges, and honestly, with this amount of badges, you're going to be able to put on a variety of different badges that are going to really help boost your shooting percentage. Then, when it comes down to the playmaking on top of all this, here is where things are going to get even better, because once you pair that up with the shooting as well as the finishing, going to make this build a top-notch lockdown defender that is going to be able to do everything. I mean, what more can you want out of this build? You literally have all the shooting badges that you need, all the finishing, and then we get some really solid playmaking badges. I love the fact that we get a lot of silver badges. It's just going to allow us to spread the wealth on this build. And then for the defense, y'all, really, nothing needs to be said about it here, but we get a lot of Hall of Fame badges for some really good ones. And then when it comes down to the gold ones as well, y'all. So really, I can say, base this off of your preference with how it comes down to it. But for mine, I have to say, this is easily the best version that I was able to come up with. If you decided to make this build as well, just go ahead and let me know in the comment section what your badge count is looking like, as well as some of the main stats. So, when it comes down to these takeovers, we get the lockdown, of course, sharpshooting, shot creating, and then the slashing. With my personal preference, I really feel like it would be super fun to use this build with ankle breaking shots, a 3-and-D wing that's going to be able to break ankles, just OP. Then I'm going to go with extreme clamps, and as y'all can see, we have made the first ever 100 plus badge, 3-and-D wing, y'all. I'm telling y'all, when it comes down to this build, you are really going to be able to do everything that any other build is going to be able to do. So, a couple of the main stats that we're going to be looking at. Remember, +4 from boost and +4 from running with a teammate that has floor general. So +8 in total to the offense. And let's just say you pick the slashing or the shot creating and sharpshooting takeover. That is a +10 to those specific categories. So for this build, we chose the shot creating, which is going to boost our shooting. So with the +8 and then the +10 from takeover, you're going to be able to get a 99 mid-range and a 99 3-point shot. But if you pick the slashing, the same thing is going to apply to the driving layup and driving dunk, as well as even the standing dunk. These will be 99. So that is just something y'all really need to consider. But now for the defensive, all of these are pretty much going to go up to 99, except for the offensive rebound and the interior defense. Both of these will be getting at least a +10, y'all. So just take that into consideration. This build is really different from what it shows on paper, but if you do all the math together, this is easily one of the best versatile lockdown builds. But now let's go ahead and get into the badge count and the setups that I would be running with. So I'm going to start it off with posterizer on the max, limitless takeoff, fearless finisher. You can go with rise up if you want to, and then add in unstrippable. For the last two, this is really based on your own preference, but for me, I'm going to go with Bronze Lob City Finisher, and then you can also even throw in Fast Twitch. That's another really good one for the animations. Now, let's go ahead and get into the shooting. Of course, the ones that are going to help us boost are shot percentages, corner specialists, as well as blinders. Then, I'm going to go with Stop and Pop, Silver Deadeye, Bronze Green Machine, and even Bronze Volume Shooter. We got 13 more remaining that we're going to be able to work with. So I'm going to go with Catch and Shoot, Hot Zone Hunter, and then you can change it up for any of the tiers of these badges if you want, just so you're able to get Hall of Fame Sniper. And then still, we have one more remaining badge. So this comes down to what y'all want to do. I'm going to go with Clutch Shooter though. And then now we're going to move on to the playmaking. So we got 23 to work with. I'm going to start it off with the bronze badges that I like to run. That's going to be Bullet Passer as well as Bailout. From there, we got a good amount that we're still going to be able to use, 21. So I'm going to go with Quick First Step as well as Hyperdrive, both on silver. Then from here, we got 15 more remaining. For me, I would have to say Triple Threat Juke, Going to be a very solid badge that you want to put on. Also, you cannot forget about handles for days. And then I'm going to go with silver unpluckable, but you can also put it on bronze if you want to. 5 more remaining. So for me, if you want to, I feel like downhill is going to be really solid, especially if you use it for this build. So I'm going to drop down unpluckable just to put downhill in Hall of Fame. And remember, you can always change up the setups based on your own preference. But now, let's go ahead and get into the defense. I'm going to go with gold intimidator, silver rebound chaser, silver rim protector. Then we got 18 more to work with from here. So if you want to, you can add in pickpocket on silver or bronze. Definitely want gold, chase down artist, clamps, and then bronze interceptor paired up with any other badge of your favor. I personally do like pogo stick, but if you want to change it up, you definitely can do so. For the very last one, it really comes down to what y'all want to do. There is no wrong way to go about it. I would consider ankle braces, even ball stripper. Really, the count does go on, but as long as you're running a setup that you like, I promise you everything is going to work out. But that's the setup I'm running with. We're going to end it up with 28 defensive badges, 23 playmaking, 26 shooting, and then to finish it off, we end it with 25 finishing. Man, I just gotta say thank God. God is so good to not only me, but to everybody for this moment that we have been here to share together. I just want you to know that I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If you want to join the family, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. And if you want to join RGF, let's go ahead and turn on post notifications. But can we get 50 likes on this banger? Be sure to share it with your family and friends. And man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say, man. Thank God and Rich out. Have a great day, y'all. I love y'all.